I am Chris Wood. I live near Deserano, Ontario. I am a 52-year-old, 5-year revenge retaliation victim of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, who are human traffickers, human sex trade, slavery traffickers, sex offenders, guilty and drug traffickers, financial thefts and frauds, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, possible money laundering, kidnapping, sex assaults, false arrests, arrest refusals, stalking, lies, time buying, cover ups, medical blacklisting, treatment refusals, discrimination, falsely charged twice to prevent anything legal on cops and doctors who are human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, committing full physical identity thefts, falsely arresting their victims to frame their victims with harbored inmate sex offenders, their drug traffickers and accomplices, pieces of shit who are aiding O.p.p for drop charges for free drugs and money while being untouchable and being charged $22,000 to have them arrested. These are co-offenders and guilty of homicides in Napanee with and for O.p.p. They are guilty of my identity theft. They're guilty of torture crimes. They're guilty of slave trafficking, drug trafficking, stalking and murdering my mother, torturing and killing my dogs, my physical identity theft while having me kept from help. My legal rights, my medical rights, my human rights have been taken, so public needs to beware. I am showing their pictures for public awareness because they are very seriously dangerous and they are guilty of murders and attempted murders in Napanee, Ontario for the police. Families are murdered and missing. How it's being done, they're being kidnapped, identity thefts, slave trafficked, and possibly killed. And it is the cops, it is doctors, and it is their low-life pieces of shit who they cannot and will not touch, at least around Napanee, Ontario, Canada. And once again, I am only showing for public awareness. This guy, he has many names and aliases. He goes by Bill Woldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, Stephen Mabin, Robert Cross, James Bubbles. He thinks that he is me. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth. He was stalking my mother and calling my mother mom before he murdered her. And also thinks that he is my dad. Highly psychotic, highly delusional, obviously. He is in his 70s and I am 52 years old. There is one Blair Frederick Hardy, which I'll show you his picture too. Once again, only showing for public awareness because they are human traffickers, sex slavery traffickers, and each and every one of them are guilty of homicides for the police and cannot be arrested. That is one Dale Hartwick. He is aiding O.p.p for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife's boyfriend. He is also my cousin, and he is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit. He is a speedhead as well. I'll I'll show a better picture, but that is Jason Kimpy Two-Step Vinalstein. He is a stroke victim, and he is a crackhead. He is a fentanyl dealer between Napanee and Kingston, and he is guilty of lacing fentanyl to commit homicides through the drug. So it can be labeled as a simple overdose by addicts. That is Bert the Hitman Hustler. He is a pill dealer. He's a sex slave trafficker. And he is guilty of attempted murder on me with intent to commit. That is one Tyler T. Bagleg. He is approximately 30 years old. He is guilty of torturing and killing my dog in 2023. He is a Robert Kane O.p.p. drug cop, rat informant. He is a drug trafficker for him as well, and he's guilty of attempted murder on me. That is one Tony Axel Rose Hearns. He is Dale Hartwick's boyfriend. He is a speedhead, and he is guilty of attempted murder on me. These are all O.p.p. accomplices in their sex slavery trafficking, their drug trafficking, their torture crimes, their identity thefts, their financial thefts and frauds, and their murders. Witch doctors are aiding in and covering up, labeling their homicides as other. That is the one known as Jason Gimpy Two-Step Vinalstein, approximately 45 years old, the crackhead, the fentanyl dealer between Napanee and Kingston, the hub, and Napanee. He's guilty of attempted murder on me, my identity theft with the intent to commit identity fraud. He is a obsessed homosexual. He is an inbred, low-life piece of shit garbage in every sense of the word. Once again, that is Tyler T. Big Lake, the animal killer, and guilty of attempted murder on me, and Robert Kane, meth fed, rat informant, drug trafficking piece of shit, and it is well known around Napanee about him. That might be kind of hard to see, but that was Blair Frederick Gerbiler Hardy. He is the leader and the boss of the Hardy Boys gang, the one that gives the orders to O.p.p. He is guilty of identity thefts and frauds, welfare and disability frauds. He's guilty of rapes, a possible meth lab in Tweed, Ontario. He's a meth trafficker. He used to drive a Mercedes in Napanee. He is guilty of rapes, and he is guilty of multiple homicides. That in the glasses is another picture of Blair Frederick Gerbler Hardy. And once again, they are all O.p.p, sex slavery traffickers, the co-offenders, the sex slavery traffickers, sex offenders, drug traffickers, the thieves, pedophiles, and each and every one of them are guilty of homicides and attempted homicides, so public beware, and that's why I showed them. I spoke O.p.p crimes, and I've been totally mutilated, injured, tortured, completely, totally deformed. My lungs, my kidneys, my bodies, my medical rights, my human rights, my legal rights have been taken from me. Public beware, because nothing can be done when you speak O.p.p crimes. Homicides will happen, and they will get away with it. I am proof, and so is my mother.